Hey viewers, hey subscribers, and welcome back to my channel, Aquarian Empress Tarot. For those of you all who are new to the channel, welcome you guys. And to my returning subscribers, welcome back. So I'm super excited about this pick a card reading, my lovelies. This is going to be your 2022 yearly predictions reading. So keep in mind that this is a timeless reading. It can resonate with you any time of 2022, all right? But basically what I've done was I've shuffled multiple decks. I've pulled cards for multiple decks for these piles and messages that Spirit was just giving, okay? So I put them together so that Spirit can give you a message on what's coming towards you based on the card that you pick, the pile that you pick, going into the new year. What worked, what didn't work, and what needs to work going forward. What still needs work going forward. So it's like what's coming towards you, what you can expect, and shadow work and healing that still needs to be done on the internal, and then guidance from your ancestors, spirit guides, okay? Going into the new year, messages from them. So without further delay, let's hop into this reading. Also, if someone who's watching could please do me a huge favor, I would greatly appreciate you so much. If you could timestamp for me, because once I get going, it's kind of hard for me to timestamp, okay? So I appreciate you guys so very much. So if you start with pile number 1, that is the opalite. Beautiful crystal. Opalite has a lot of healing properties. Let's see what Spirit has to say for those of you who chose the opalite. All right. So what can you expect for those of you who chose pile number 1, the opalite? You see it? Spirit says goodbyes. Goodbyes. Some of you all are going to be releasing some things going into 2022. You are no longer carrying people, places, and things that cross your boundaries, that don't appreciate you, and that don't reciprocate the love that you deserve. Okay? Goodbyes. Some of you all are making changes. Okay? Could be relocating, could be quitting a job to start a new one, whatever the case may be. We also have communication. Some of you all are learning. So proud of you, for those of you who this resonates with, to stand your ground and to speak up, to say how you feel, to state your needs and let your needs be known, okay? And if you're still struggling with this, Spirit says you need to start working on it. Work on speaking up and letting your needs be known to whoever it is, whether it's an employer, whether it's your partner, whether it's a family member. But you have got to, honey, you have got to set boundaries in place. You have got to teach people how to treat you and not be afraid to do so. All right, that's for someone. We have hopeful. We have hopeful. So going into 2022, Spirit says, be hopeful. Think positive thoughts. Don't allow yourself to dwell on the negative and the things that you don't have, but be hopeful. Show gratitude. Be thankful for what you have, and more will be given unto you. Okay. We also have afflicting pain. So I'm feeling like some of you guys have been feeling like taking on other people's energy, because you see the little voodoo doll here, and if you're familiar with voodoo, the doll is indicative of a real life person. So whatever pain is inflicted here, the real life person will feel it, okay? And so sometimes energetically, we connect ourselves to people and we don't realize that their drama becomes our drama. And I feel like that's why Spirit's message of goodbyes is here. So if you pick the opalite pile, Spirit is saying going forward, you are disconnecting yourself from the pain that's been inflicted upon you by whomever you've attached yourself to energetically that carries this negative energy. Okay? Financial messages. For those who pick the opalite, we have greedy. We have greedy. Don't allow yourself to be consumed with the bag, okay? It's one thing to want to make money. That's perfectly fine. But Spirit is saying, what are you going to do with that money? Are you being responsible with it? Are you allowing it to consume you so much to where you don't have a balance between your work life and your home life? Remember, because there's scales here, too much of anything can be bad for you. You know what I mean? You know that saying how like sometimes people let things go to their head? Spirit is saying if you're successful in whatever your career is or business endeavors, don't let it get to your head, Be grateful. Like I said, show gratitude for the blessings that you have, because in an instant of an eye, it can be snatched away from you. the things that matter in this life are your relationships and your connections with the people you love and that love you, right? Because all the materialistic things can be done away with. And my prayers go out to the people who have lost relatives or who have lost homes or anything in the tornadoes recently in Mayfield, Kentucky, and the surrounding areas all throughout the United States. So many people are suffering right now. So remember other people, you know, be considerate, even in your work, even in, you know, how you spend. If you're able to help someone in any type of way, then by all means. Of course, don't put yourself out. Don't put yourself in a bad situation. But if you're able to help, Spirit says, please give back, pay it forward. All right. Also be aware of anyone coming into your energy that's a taker. We talked about boundaries last night on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, my hashtag is Aquarian Empress Tarot there as well. So you can follow me there. I'll leave the link down in the bio. All right. In the description box, I mean. Also, Spirit wants you to be aware of going into relationships, going into the new year. Things to be aware of. Warnings. Spirit says, I work hard for my money, but you took advantage of me. See what I said? Thank you, Spirit, for confirmation. So if you pick pile number 1, be careful of constantly, especially if you're divine feminine specifically, this is for you, a message. Or if you're watching this video, don't lend men money, okay? If you've done it in the past, Spirit is saying don't do it again. Because you'll find yourself in a financial crunch and then you're still holding on, trying to get money from somebody who's never going to give it to you, okay? Because in his mind, it was a gift. He doesn't see the importance of paying you back. So Spirit says, be careful of who you give to. Because like I said, there's people who are greedy. And they may have financial problems. And then those problems become your problems because you're attached to them. So be careful of who you give your time, money, energy, body, all of that to. Because you're affected by it. Warning, this is a relationship warning. Withholding my emotions and feelings when I need to vent it out. Make sure that you are with a partner or in a relationship with someone who is emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent. Someone who can empathize with you. They can understand how you feel, right? And then they can encourage you to not stay there and move forward. Right? They have the capacity to listen to how you feel. They have the capacity to respect your feelings. So make sure that you're able to communicate. Remember, communication came up here with whoever you're in a relationship or claiming to be in a relationship with going into the new year. All right. We also have shadow work. Spirit says to work on this going forward. Have the courage to defeat your demons. There is still inner work that needs to be done for whoever chose pile number 1, the opal light. Spirit says, don't be afraid to tackle those inner demons that you've suppressed, the things that you thought that you healed that you haven't healed yet. Spirit says, keep working on it. Message from your ancestors, spirit guides. Mirror guardian, take time to reflect. All right. I'm just going to read what the mirror guardian says. It says, take some time to reflect on your strengths and challenges and how far you've come. Recognize your gifts. Spirit says you are a beautiful being who has surmounted so many challenges and expanded in so many ways. Your angels are now guiding you to take inventory of your life. To take the time to know all of your recent experiences, the challenges you've surmounted, the strengths you have developed, and the lessons you have learned. And that's what going into the new year is all about. Like kind of almost doing a life review of this past year, 2021. What were the challenges? What were the obstacles? What were the things that you learned? Spirit says your angels want you to reflect on your strengths, in particular those aspects of yourself that you feel have not been acknowledged by others. Offer yourself approval where it's due. And know that when you give yourself credit, others will be able to as well. So stepping into your power. If you chose pile number 1, thank you, Spirit. Step into your power. Know your worth going into the new year. Don't let anyone treat you or talk to you any type of way. So now we're going to move right along to pile number 2. All right. Pile number 2 is the clear quartz crystal. Money messages. Money messages. Prepare. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. So Spirit says, get ready. Blessings are about to come to you. All right. Warnings for relationships. Warnings for relationships. We have our sexual chemistry was insane. Typical tragic romance. So be aware that you're not sabotaging your own relationships by just allowing yourself to be in a friends with benefit situation if that's not what you want. Okay, if you want a commitment, then make sure you state that you want a commitment. I try to control, because sometimes we sabotage our own selves by giving into something settling for something we really don't want. So do not settle. Spirit says, going into the new year, do not settle. I try to control your every move. I didn't know how to trust you. Spirit says, make sure that going into 2022, that you are not so insecure that you feel the need to try and control someone else, to manipulate them to do what you want them to do. Every one of us has free will. Allow that person the choice to either choose you or to choose less. Okay, if they choose less, that's on them. What to expect? We have reconsider, puzzlement. Some of you may be receiving job offers going into the new year. Spirit says take some time to think about it, maybe reconsider. This may be the missing piece of the puzzle. This may be the job that you've been looking for all this time and you didn't even realize it. We have I am my light. Yes, I love this. Thank you, Spirit. I am my light. Learn to self-soothe yourself. Learn to walk yourself through challenging times and situations, not always relying on other people to pull you up when you are down. Sometimes we have to learn to ground ourselves and work through our own emotions and process them. That's emotional maturity. That's emotional intelligence. Peachy keen and satisfaction. Loving it. Spirit says, you're going to be satisfied with the fruits of your labor. For those of you who've been putting in a lot of work, if you chose pile number 2, the clear quartz, peachy keen satisfaction, you're going to be satisfied with the results of your labor. We have fear. Fear is a liar. Spirit says, be aware of fear creeping up, because fear holds us back, keeps us from taking leaps of faith, keeps us from moving forward because we're stuck in our mind because of fear. Fear is a box that keeps you from experiencing life to the fullest. We have sacred space. And so whenever you feel that fear, Spirit saying, get grounded, get grounded. Pull yourself back to your center. Remember who you are. Remember your worth. And we have sidetrack. Stay focused, because there's going to be so many things to try to get you off the path that you're trying to stay on. All right. Shadow work prompt. Reflection and introspection. So this is something to work on going into the new year. Reflection and introspection. If you've had a cycle of toxic situations or situationships, whichever one, Spirit says time to, instead of pointing the finger at everybody else, figure out what was the role that you played in those situations and what could you have done better. Sometimes it's easier for us to point the finger when we ourselves don't like to admit that we've been wrong. And Spirit says take some time to do that going into the new year. All right. And then message from your spirit guides and angels. We have protection guardian and drop your shields. Let's read it. The protection guardian. Oops. Medicine. Mirror. We got the water. I know the protection guardian is here. Okay. There we go. Spirit says, drop any shields of shame, resistance, and fear that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts that you have. You were born to shine. It says you may have encountered shame or embarrassment in your past, but that is not your present. So going into the new year, Spirit says, drop any shields of shame. It says, angels are drawing close at this time to help you move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions, and patterns that may be making you feel unsafe. Know that angelic protection is swirling around you at this moment and will help you move forward in a more fearless way. Call on your guides, your ancestors, spirit, for help in changing your frequency so you can feel safe and protected. Remember I said grounded. You have to get grounded. Spiritual cleansing, protection from the evil one, from the low vibrational energies, because they're constantly around us trying to pull us in every direction. It says you are stronger than you think, and your angels and ancestor guides are here to help you realize this now, okay? So you are more powerful than you realize. And going into the new year, honey, standing in your power is a thing for you. If you chose the clear quartz, pile number 2. All right, so now we're going on to pile number 3. This is the rose quartz. You guys can't see it, but it's rose. All right. Financial message. We've got huge breakthrough, finally. So if you've been waiting for that job, you've been waiting for that check to come in the mail, Spirit says it's on the way. You've been waiting for that payment to process or that settlement, Spirit says it is coming for you. All right. So that's a financial blessing. Yay. Relationship warnings. We've got be aware here. I was curious about your past lovers. I got obsessed with looking them up. Please don't go looking for trouble. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Remember, the past is irrelevant. Whatever that person's past, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You can sabotage a really good thing by digging up things that you don't need to be involved in, that don't concern you. We have, you didn't own up to your responsibilities. I did everything. So, again, make sure that your relationships going into 2022 are reciprocal. That you are not having to take on a masculine role for those of my divine feminines watching this video. Or if you're divine masculine, that you are doing all of the work and your divine feminine is not putting in her fair share. Whoever you are, make sure that your relationships are reciprocal. There's balance between the two. All right. What can you look forward to going into the new year? Spirit says be wise. It's really, really putting your wisdom, years of experience and wisdom into practice. We have acceptance. Let live. Yes, being receptive to new love, being receptive to blessings coming into you, making space for blessings to come into your life. Being acceptance. Also accepting and understanding that everybody is not for you and you are not for everybody. Every situation is not meant to work out. Some things are only meant for a season. Some things are temporary, and allowing it to go. We have elevate. Yay. Remember, we got a huge breakthrough. So things are about to look up for you guys. If you chose pile number 3, the rose quartz, things are about to get better. And we have twin flame. Let me tell y'all know I do not like this term. But with that being said, twin flames are rare. They exist. However, they are rare. So more than likely, whoever comes into your energy is not going to be a twin flame. I'm being 100% honest with you. But you may have a strong attraction to the person coming to you, so you guys have a strong connection. Be aware of how this person treats you, how they respect you, how they respect your boundaries or the lack thereof. If it doesn't serve you, cut it off. We have incoming love. So yes, some of you guys will be meeting someone this year, this coming into the new year, that you feel very much attracted to. You guys may be texting, you may meet on a social media dating app, whatever the case may be, but new love is coming in for you guys if you chose pile number 3, the rose quartz. Shadow work prompt. Observing patterns. What patterns in your life have you neglected? Have you been in denial about? Have you been ignoring since you were a child? Patterns of behavior, patterns in your relationships as an adult that are affecting you now. Spirit says observe patterns. Pay attention to what people show you. Don't make excuses. Don't make excuses for them. Make sure that they're providing results for you. Observing patterns, and observe your own patterns of behavior. What types of behaviors are you still engaging in that are self-sabotaging or self-destructive to your own spiritual growth and to your own physical health? Spirit says observe patterns. That's a shadow work prompt. What does your ancestor want you to know going forward? We have the air guardian. Spirit says shift your perspective. Let's see. Here it is. Air Guardian, change the way you think and you will change your whole reality. The mind is powerful, okay? Especially for those of you who are trying to manifest new love, manifest abundance. And Spirit says you have new love coming your way, but in order to manifest that new love, you've got to change your way of thinking. Spirit says when this card arises, it's an opportunity to learn about your way of thinking. You're being guided to recognize that not all you see is exactly the way you see it. Sometimes the mind can play games and sometimes our perceptions can be wrong. If you're being challenged or feel there's a lack of clarity and direction in your life at the moment, there's a good chance the way you're thinking or what you're focusing on has a lot to do with that reality. You're being guided to open your eyes and your mind. Go beyond any limits you set for yourself and recognize that the way you see the world is how you will experience the world. Opportunities are moving in your direction, but they will only open up for you if you're ready to do the internal work to support them. So blessings are headed to those of you who chose pile number 3, but Spirit says you have to do the internal work in order to support those new opportunities coming in for you. So that's been your pick a card reading. If you enjoy this reading, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know. Thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you are new. Don't forget to drop your zodiac sign so I know which signs are watching the videos. Until next time, love you guys.